Hello, hello.
How's it going?
It is going great. How are you today?
Not too bad. Little smoky where I live at the moment. I'm sure same for you.
Right? It's weird.
Very strange. Though for Pittsburgh, this is quite a throwback.
Yeah, back in the day when the mills were running, I'm sure it was the norm.
Yeah, it's been quite funny to us locals that this is not breaking any records for us.
Weather Channel keeps saying that I'm under severe weather alerts. Like, yeah, smoke.
Yeah, yep, that makes sense.
Let's see what exciting friends show up today. Hello, Oliver.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going very well. How are you today?
Good. Looking forward to the weekend here down in Australia.
Yeah. What is it? Is it 9 a.m. for you?
It's 8 a.m. on a Friday,
Okay.
so
I have I have a little stream deck thing that gives me sound effects and whatnot, and I have it set with world clock, and Sydney's one of my spots, but I can't see it because it's behind my iPad because I was drawing a new goose.
can we get a preview of what the new goose looks like?
It's for the security tool belt, so
Oh,
it's going to look like Batman. But I actually had to talk in calls today, so unfortunately, didn't get very far. We'll just give it another minute to see who else shows up. Hello, Andrew.
G'day.
Are we back to normal kind of time zone parity with Australia now? Or are we still in the weird where it's really off?
Define normal.
It's just slightly inconvenient as opposed to when we go through the time zone change, it's like really like it's like 2 hours or an hour way super out of whack.
Well, it's 8 a.m. at the moment. I don't know if that helps answer the question.
Yeah, back at Red Hat, a big chunk of our team was down in Melbourne and Australia and Sydney. So there was like a period of time when they were our boss was in Scotland, and so there was a period of time where there was like zero ability to talk because Mark wouldn't budge on his time. All right, well, let's get started. I got a couple things on the docket. If anyone has any other items, please add them. Do we have any new friends to this group that wanted to say hello?
Well, I'm not new to, I've been to previous vulnerability disclosure calls, but this is my first one at one of the monthly ones. So hello, everybody. My name is Aaron. I'm one of the mentees working under the Alpha Omega project. I'm working as a security researcher under Jonathan. And yeah, I'm excited to see what this is all about.
Cool. Welcome. Oliver and Andrew they work on the OSV project, which is part of our working group. And we set this call up so we can have better open lines of communication and kind of share back and forth what's going on in their world and what's going on with the rest of the foundation. We did not have any substantive updates from the rest of the working groups. Jonathan's doing a bunch of new work with the auto fix SIG. his notes are woven in with the regular working group notes. So if you're ever curious what trouble he's going to get into, you could take a peek there. But the TLDR of it is that group is trying to find a palatable way to open up potentially thousands of PRs for vulnerabilities they find across the open source ecosystem and not piss the maintainers off, I guess is one of the chief goals. And he's got a little workflow and that they're testing out, and he found some opportunities with some of his automation that he was lamenting this week, but no major progress there. And he would have joined us, but he's on a plane right now. If you ever have questions, you can hit him up if you're curious to kind of see what he's doing. So I had 3 things that are all semi-related, and we can kind of talk through them, and then any additional topics you want to talk about would be great. Firstly is FIRST, which is an organization that stands for the Forum of Incident Response and Security Teams. So it's the vendor security teams across the industry. They and Cisco are going to be hosting what they are lovingly calling the VEX Summit. So it's going to be a day-long thing where they will be doing show and tell and demonstrations for CSAF advisories and VEX. They want to have people come in and kind of show off, how they plan on using VEX and sharing VEX information. Puerco, who helps lead the technical part of our OpenVEX SIG, he and I will be attending. It's going to be probably California time zone, so Pacific time zone. So that might be something that you guys, if you were interested in, could potentially pop in at. But you do need to register at the Cisco site, and they will be sending details about kind of what the day is going to be and how to give a demo if anybody's so inclined. We'll probably do an OpenVEX demo there for them, just to kind of showcase a very lightweight way of issuing VEX statements, which is a way, if you guys aren't familiar, it's a way of expressing the effectiveness of a component to a vulnerability. There's a couple different, you could be affected. If you're affected, you probably should have an advisory. You could be not affected, and then you could be under investigation. So basically it's a way for somebody to kind of just share information more quickly about the kind of the status of how they may or may not be affected to a particular CVE or vulnerability identifier.
So reading the website, it sounds like it's hybrid, and hopefully the recordings will be made available afterwards. So at a minimum, it seems like registering would be a no-brainer, and then hopefully we'll get something to consume afterwards.
Yes. And I don't know, I guess let me ask, are you guys engaged with, at any level, any of the CSAF efforts? It's the OASIS kind of standard for electronic security advisories. It's an emerging thing.
I am personally not.
Yeah, we've had maybe a few conversations in the past, but nothing ongoing, unfortunately.
That's it's fairly for a commercial vendor like Intel. It is something that we will be doing, providing our advisories in electronic format. But for an open source maintainer, it can be pretty heavy, not really enabling velocity and agility. So it may or may not be something that you guys would want to engage with, but there'll be some CSAF conversations in that summit. So you might be able to learn some things there as well. But the next item is an idea that's being tossed around also through FIRST. I'm part of the PCERT SIG there. So I help write a framework, and I'm helping organize a conference for them. But First works a lot with the CVE board and OASIS and a lot of these standards bodies. And they hold their governing board meetings twice a year. And the idea is that first quarter next year, they are proposing to create a new conference. And the placeholder title is called VulnCon. And the idea is that they would bring together all the different organizations that are involved in vulnerability communication standards, like CVE, CWE, CVSS, EPSS, VEX, CSAF, bring all of these organizations together and hold a summit focused exclusively around coordinating vulnerabilities and sharing vulnerability information. And as I get more details, I will share with the group. We've already had a bunch of people from Europe and the States express interest in participating. And I don't know if it's going to be hybrid or physical or virtual yet. They're still very early days in planning. But I think at a minimum, we want to plan on having some type of representation of OSV there. And I'm probably going to poke the GSD folks as well to make sure that they're included in the conversation. But this will be kind of a meeting of the minds. And if there is opportunity, if it's virtual, I would really hope you guys could participate. If it's physical, it might be something of interest. You might want to run up the flagpole once I get more solid details to potentially travel for. But I don't know where it's going to be and precisely when yet. But I think we're definitely going to be there for OpenVex, and just the vulnerability group will be there as well. And then I would love to see kind of OSV representation, kind of get us injected into that conversation.
Yeah, as soon as I heard about that, I was like, I want in.
Good.
In person.
And the CVE board will be there. So as we have
I very much
for them, we could potentially
about their CVEs.
Yeah, so it should be pretty good. And then there'll be the US CISA, the NISA will be there. I imagine we'll see a lot of different kind of government coordination centers like CERT-CC. We'll see a lot of folks there. So it'll be kind of the who's who of people that do coordinated vulnerability disclosure, kind of talking about topics that are of interest to us all. So I'll keep you guys updated as I get more details. And then the last item is, again, something I think that the OSV project in particular would benefit from participation. NVD is reaching out, and they are looking to create a combination public private industry collaboration around their vulnerability database, talking about methods of improving it and evolving it into the future. And there's a thing here in the United States, any kind of project that goes through the federal government, there is a website called the Federal Register that they provide that information to publicly. So they will be posting more details about this particular effort, but this will be kind of like an ongoing industry working group. Because it'll be US based, it'll probably be Eastern time zone. So it might be a challenge for you to directly interact with, but the larger vulnerability group really sees some value in this and trying to get in there and influence the NVD in the future. And I think we might want to schedule some additional sessions as we get more details to kind of prepare the people that are in the time zone so that they could speak on it more educated about kind of expressing our community's concerns, open source concerns, and then talk about, like the value of things like OSV provides us, how it gives us better agility. It's more integratable into developer workflows. And that's kind of more the attitude that they might want to adapt.
Yeah, we already have I think 4 weekly dialogue channel open with the NVD, and
good.
They clued us up on this coming down the pike already. So
good.
We know.
Good.
We're keen. We're very keen. I think in no small part it's because we started having that dialogue channel with them that they sort of hatched the idea of having a consortium, because there's a few other folks also having regular dialogue with them apparently. So
I'm
yeah, very keen.
initially I'm positive, hesitantly positive about the idea. I think they realize that they need to adapt, and I'm glad that they're going to be publicly reaching out and hopefully including us and other folks, but trying to incorporate some new ideas.
From the conversations that we've had with them, I think they're well aware of the pain points and challenges, and I think they're also resource constrained, both financially and just humans. And so this consortium is an opportunity to bolster. I think they're actually more interested in kind contributions than necessarily financial from the conversations I've had to date. So
I think we definitely have the technical wherewithal to help them out. Hopefully they're I'm positive about all three of these things. The VEX Summit, I don't know that anything's going to happen out of it, but VulnCon and then the NVD consortium, I'm very excited about. I think it's a great chance for us to influence and try to help, make it easier for our open source community.
+1.
Yeah. Cool. So that's all the material I had for today. Did you guys have things you would like to talk about? Or, Aaron or Madison?
I just wanted to briefly speak to the VFC Finder thing that I dropped in Slack the other day. Just as an FYI, we had a couple of chats with a couple of folks from NCSU, and they've been doing some interesting work on being able to scalably, automatically, reasonably accurately find vulnerability fixing commits from a subset of patches. And they've written a paper. I don't know if the paper is publicly available yet, but they've done a code drop of the code.
Maybe I'm assuming that they're down in Australia.
No, it was NCSU, wasn't it? Or am I getting my acronyms? Yeah, North Carolina State University.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm looking at the one you talked about, the University of 20. Is that different?
Which one do what now?
I'm looking in the Slack. You had posted about the University of 20 is establishing a policy on CVD research.
Oh no, not that one. No.
Not that one.
No, post
I just paste the link in the chat.
Wednesday my time. So
Okay.
Tuesday your time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll look more into it. Maybe we can see if we can arrange them to come maybe do a demonstration for us at the SIG and get it recorded.
I think Trevor, who implemented this, might already be attending some of the other working group meetings, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that he is. He's involved in various places in the OpenSSF. Trevor is, so he's also reached out to me about this tool and shared it with me, and I've been sharing it with my team for review and hopefully to get him some feedback. So he's been using this tool to find fixed commits for advisories and vulnerabilities that don't have that. And the last couple of months has been submitting that information to my team for inclusion in our database in various advisories. So he's given us, I think, a little over 250 so far that have been very high quality, really great. The tool so far, from our perspective as having reviewed a ton of this data so far, has been very positive. I'm really excited to play with this.
Cool. Well, maybe if I don't recall meeting him, if you could broker an introduction, Madison, someday in Slack. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
see
I was
if
just
can
talking to him today.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go have dinner right after this, so.
Oh, well, yes,
done.
same. Andrew and Oliver have to actually work.
All right, I think I got a whole Friday ahead of them.
Yeah, I just shared a link to my team's public repo and the contributions that Trevor has been giving to us, just as an example of some of the output and impact of this tooling.
Nice. I wonder if Jonathan would like that.
I'm sure.
It could be dangerous.
Yes, I will. Yes.
Cool. No, I'm gonna read some more and see if we can arrange a demo, and I think this would be interesting to see more about. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think they just recently open sourced the tool. What, like this week, last week, sometime pretty
Yeah,
recently?
it's pretty. I think it was last week.
Yeah.
Or the week before. If you can get a hold of the paper, the paper was quite interesting read as well. Have you seen the paper, Madison?
I honestly cannot remember if I have.
We got given a copy of it before. Like I'm not really up on academic research stuff, but they've done like I think it was like a blind submission or something like that, and so we got sort of given a please don't circulate copy of the paper while it was going through that submission process. But it apparently got an early reject, so they were like, oh, sad, and just decided to open source it anyway. I would imagine the paper can be circulated, but I mean, get them to circulate it themselves. But it was a good read.
Maybe it could be a great topic for VolnCon.
Could be.
It'd be interesting. Maybe we could get like a lightning round track and have people do like 10-minute little demos of all these cool little tools.
Yeah, the good thing is there's enough lead time on this VolnCon thing to be able to prep things for that. So
yeah, we should. I wouldn't. I'm thinking it's going to be February or March probably. So we still have today. We have a significant amount of time as long as they get their act together and start to formally structure things and start to make those connections. All right, well, that's pretty cool. Thank you for sharing.
who would be on the hook for actually organizing that? Do you know?
I think it's going to be the first board. They're going to do it, so it'll be a combination of the PCERT SIG. They'll ask Oasis, the CVSS SIG. So it'll be a bunch of industry groups kind of getting together, but a lot of those are underneath the first umbrella. And I get to attend the first stuff very frequently, so I'll be our conduit for more information about that. Oh, what's this? I would love to learn more of what Haskell's doing.
Oh yeah, I just added a quick FYI, but Haskell, the Haskell security group, has started a new vulnerability database for Haskell advisories, and they are right now working on an OSV export, which I see is already happening. It's exciting that there's another ecosystem on board.
Awesome. Now, do you all keep a little like a Hall of Fame or anything on your website about the ecosystems and tools that use OSV?
Yeah. So on the main OSV schema repo, there's a list of databases that export OSV, and yeah, on our own repo, there's also some links to tools and stuff.
That's what with OpenVex, what they're trying to do is there have been several smaller implementations of OpenVex, so they're looking to try to find a way to federate or at least kind of start to build a little community of people using that lightweight standard. Cool. Anything else we want to discuss today?
Oh yeah, Andy just dropped a link to the repo. Yeah, I did have one other quick question. I think you dropped a message in one of the Slack groups about a potential OpenSSF Day talk about OpenVex and OSV.
Yes.
We'd love to be involved if that's going to happen. So please do.
We have until July 7th to submit
Okay.
abstract, and it looks like I'll be going to Spain. I have to figure out how to get it paid for. So depending on what you guys wanted to do, I don't know like what your current travel policies are, but if you wanted to present something, I'm glad to help work with you guys on that abstract to get it ready. If you guys just want to write some content, I can try to find some working group members to help present it if you want. So just let me know how you would like to do that, and I'll carry forward with whatever path you guys want.
Yeah, I think either way, I would love to contribute content. Travel, I'm hoping we can make that happen. But we'll have to confirm that first. But either way, we would love to help
Okay.
with abstract and the content.
All right, I will tomorrow. So your Saturday, I'll send out a link to a Google Doc with kind of a template for the abstract. And if you guys want to jump on that early next week, I'll ping you in Slack and to see what needs adjusted, and we can go through the submission process.
Sounds good. We will jump on that.
Yeah, we'd love to, I think it would be super valuable. I'd love to see it. I'll do that right after I look at Hyperledger's security policy tomorrow.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
I had to make a calendar event for myself so I didn't forget.
Oh, do I have that on a to-do list? I do now.
All right, so I'll commit to make the document and share it with I'll open up for everybody, but Andrew and Oliver, as you have substance to put into it, I'll help you massage it, and we can figure it out. Whether it's it would be wonderful if you guys could make it, but if not, again, we can find a representative to portray it. All right, you're on my calendar. Bam. Cool. Anything else, gentlemen and lady? All right. Well, thank you for your time and attention. I love hearing from you all, and I appreciate you giving us some time on your Friday morning. So hopefully you have a quiet day and you get right into a nice weekend. Your Tuesday will be great because it's a holiday here in the States, so no one will be around our Monday or Tuesday. So you guys will have a very quiet start of your week.
Love those. They're great.
My European friends always tell me that those are the best. I love US holidays. I don't know whether to be offended or just happy.
And honestly, same.
Enjoy your fourth.
Thank you. I'll have some adult beverages and
Don't blow it out.
forget about work.
Don't disclose and drink.
I won't.
We'll drink it as well.
All right. Cheers, all.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.